Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. I am back after the hiatus. I'm happy to be here, and this isn't a definitive bet. I'm not telling you to run the Vegas right now and put a future bet on the LA Rams to win whatever, whether it's the NFC West, the Super Bowl, or the NFC. But I think it's something we seriously have to consider. First thing, I love hitting the over-under win totals. Vegas hasn't released that yet. I think we should see that within the next month. If anyone sees the lines, just link them in the comment section below. But, man, I'm liking the Rams. And like I said, there's nothing definitive yet. We haven't even had the NFL draft. We haven't even had free agency. But the reason why I'm here to talk about the Rams today is they're a team we have to watch, and they're a team we have to monitor. You get Matt Stafford, and I know this is going to open up a can of worms. Some people are going to be like, Lawson, you're losing it. You suck now. Matt Stafford can't play anymore. And then there's going to be some people who think I'm right. Listen, Matt Stafford can play, bro. And that's where I want to start with this. They get Matt Stafford, and did I mention they got rid of Jared Goff? Sometimes the saying addition by subtraction is true. And I want everyone to take a deep breath and look at this from a non-emotional perspective. Matt Stafford is a guy I've seen play probably 80, 95 games. He's always been in my team's division. I've always respected him. One thing I don't see being mentioned about Matt Stafford on these last 2 or 3 years is that I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback hit more in this era. Now, this era isn't the 90s. It's not the 70s where quarterbacks were taking clotheslines, and we know the quarterbacks are protected, but Detroit's offensive line's never been able to protect him, and this man has taken tons and tons of punishment throughout the years. And now you get a good offensive line. Whitworth is still a question. We don't know if the Rams are going to bring him back or if they're going to just say Whitworth for good. But the Rams will have a good offensive line, and the Rams will have a good running game. Matt Stafford's never had a good running game. And that's something that has really been disgusting with Detroit. They spend tons of money in free agency every year in the offensive line, yet they can't run the ball. Then they draft Kerryon Johnson, and we're supposed to be afraid of them like they're going to run the ball, and then it never came to fruition. Matt Stafford has never had a running game, and now you put him in the Sean McVay offense. Now you put him with a real head coach. Now you actually put him in a competent system where he can thrive, and Matt Stafford will thrive. And listen, I hate to say it, but going through the Detroit coaches, honestly, the only one that got the most or even close to the most out of Matt Stafford was Jim Caldwell. And that's not saying a lot. That's nothing that's going to get everyone like, yeah, let's get it. But I think there's something Matt Stafford can do. And I think he can change the landscape of this Rams team. And you still got other good elements of the Rams. You got a good defense, although that defense let us down a little bit in the playoffs. But that's still a pretty damn good defense. And I just think Matt Stafford he's going to set this off. Now, I'm going to look at the future bets a little bit. Now, for the Rams to win the Super Bowl, the Rams are plus 1,200. And I think the Bills are plus 1,200 as well. The Ravens are plus 1,200. The Buccaneers are plus 1,000. KC's plus 550. Green Bay's plus 900. I think if you're looking for a long shot Super Bowl pick, I think you have to inspect the Rams. I think we have to be diligent about it. We know that there's salary cap problems, but I think this is a team that will be war ready for the playoffs. And me and my subscribers last year, we won a ton of money betting the Rams all year long. People forget that the Rams might have been our biggest profit maker. Now, this is including the spread, and they didn't win all those games. It's not like we're betting them on the money line, but we can't forget just how much the Rams were able to put money in our pockets last year. And it's because they're a very well-coached team. Whenever you have a well-coached team, you always have a fighting chance. And I know some people are going to be scared about the NFC because you got Tampa Bay. But one thing I was telling you all last year, do not be scared of Green Bay. do not be scared of the Green Bay Packers. And it feels like that Green Bay organization, they're just kind of in quicksand, and we can't count on them making a big move to change the landscape. Like I said, this is a little bit early for future bets. This is really early in the game. We haven't even had the NFL draft yet, and the over-under win totals aren't out yet, but I want you guys thinking about this. We got to start early because listen, we won a lot of money last year betting these games, betting individual games, but really the future bets pay the most. It was nice once the NFL season ended, taking out my tickets, and I made 7 future bets. I hit on 5 of them, and you guys know how much that profit's going to add up. Okay, so those were the Super Bowl odds. Now the NFC Championship, Green Bay's the favorite, Tampa Bay's plus 400, and the Rams are plus 600. That's one I'm iffy on. I like that. I think the Rams are a type of team that can get to the Super Bowl. I like that NFC one, the plus 600. I actually think they'll work down because I think they're in free agency due to the salary cap issues. I think the Rams are going to have to release someone like Michael Brockers. I think we'll see a shock move. Maybe Robert Woods or Cooper Kupp has to move on. They'll replace them because they're going to be signing veterans like Tampa Bay did last year because people just want to be a part of this. And whenever you got a chance to get a championship, that's when people come and start taking less. But with the Graham salary cap issues, we're going to see a few big players moved out of there. But I do think the big players come in. So that's one that can fluctuate. And then I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to the NFC West, and the Rams are plus 180 to win the NFC West. I like that. You got the 49ers plus 210. I think the 49ers can come back really strong. And then the Seahawks plus 275. But with the Rams plus 180 and the NFC West, I don't see any problem with that. Like I said, there's a lot we have to monitor. There's a lot we have to think about. But this is a team I'm monitoring. This is the team I'm looking at the most in terms of future bets. Now, I think Matt Stafford and Vegas feels the same way about Matt Stafford. So I was a little bit surprised Vegas liked the Rams as much as me. But like I said, I don't want to repeat myself, but like I said, this is going to work its way down. We're going to see this work its way down because the Rams are in cap chaos, and Les Snead's going to have to make some big moves. But Matt Stafford, McVay, this running game, the play action, a pretty good defense. Top 5 defense by the NFL standards in this current day and age. You got to like the fundamentals. Like I said, we have to do our detective work. We have to check out every team. We have to be diligent about this, and we have to know what's going to happen in a draft. But right now, let's put that circle mark on the Rams, and let's watch them closely. Hit the like button. Share the videos. This is the reason. You are the reason why we're growing. I really appreciate it, and I will be live Friday. I believe 5:30, 6 o'clock Eastern time. I'm going to do the live call-in show. You guys can ask me about anything. Thank you, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. The best gambling show on the internet.